So, ladies and gentlemen, our next panelist is a freelance producer of Channel 4 News. She is Becky Horsborough. She has been working as a TV journalist for 28 years, following her graduation with a politics degree from Bristol University. She has worked at all the major broadcasters in the UK. Though she works mainly on foreign news, in the past she has specialized in sports, also for the AP. This work took her on work trips to China, Japan, the US, Germany, and Australia, amongst others. She is currently freelancing at Channel 4, as I have mentioned before, and Al Jazeera as well, and occasionally writes for print. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Becky Horsborough.
Well, hello, everyone. I presume you can all hear me. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me to take part today. Obviously, I'm a journalist, but the main reason I'm here is to talk about briefly my connections with Bangladesh. And
hi, Becky, my personal mentor. Hi, I miss you. I miss our swimming pool and all the fun.
Yeah, literally about a year ago, I started Giventown doing the swimming lessons, and then sadly, because of the lockdown, we had to stop. But she was a star pupil. She went from being scared to go in the water, and I think within 2 lessons, she was like, "I can't wait to get in." So, yeah,
well, credit goes to you, Miss Mermaid, the
so,
greatest mentor of that.
Once the pools are back open, I'll sort of get you back in there.
I can't wait to join again. Thank you very much. Okay, Becky, please carry on.
Yeah, so obviously my two main connections with Bangladesh have been swimming and also a charity I'm involved in called Sreepur Village. And I noticed on this call that one of the trustees from the village, Ruby, was on here, and she's been associated with the village for far longer than me. So I hope that after I've had a few words, Ruby might be happy to just say a few words about the village as well. So you can see how you think, and then when I finish, then we can go to you maybe. But first of all, my interest with Bangladesh did start first of all with swimming when I became aware how big an issue drowning was in Bangladesh. And I'm a qualified swim teacher as well. So I ended up traveling out to Bangladesh to learn about the swim schemes they have out there. Because Bangladesh has one of the worst rates for drowning with children. So about 40 children drown about every day. So, which is, you know, we think that's something like 2 classrooms of children, and you think that's every single day. It's just a horrendous amount. So when I heard about that, I went out to Bangladesh and started helping out with the swim schemes there. And one of the things that impressed me with the swim schemes was the position of girls and women there, because a big number of the swim teachers that have been trained are women. And so you've got 18, 19-year-old women who are training as swim teachers, and they're going around the villages teaching these programs. And also the great thing with the programs is that boys and girls are treated equally with the lessons. So there's no difference, you know, boys and girls, they go in, they all learn together, they learn the same program. And, you know, it just seems a very empowering way for women in a way that sport can often do, as it does with cricket in Bangladesh. But it was while I was out there doing the swim schemes that I kind of came across Sreepur Village. So this is about 3 or 4 years ago now. And it's an incredible charity based just north of Dhaka. It's been running just about over 30 years now. And it's a British charity which was set up by an incredible woman called Pat Kerr. And essentially it's a refuge for women. So there's normally about, I think it's normally about 300 women and approximately 100 to 150 children there at any one time. And they take in mothers and children who just kind of need help. It can be various reasons. Maybe they're living on the streets, maybe their husband has died and they've been abandoned by their families, or they're living in a brothel, many different situations. But these women just need some guidance and help. So they're often referred to the village by organizations like the Red Cross, and the village takes the women in, and they're normally there probably about 2 to 3 years. The women learn a skill so that when they go back to their villages, they're able to make their own money. If they can't read or write, they learn that, even basic things like handling money, because they might not have had that chance before. So they're left in a position so that when they leave the village after 2 or 3 years, they can go back to their own village and establish themselves and look after their family and not need to be dependent on anyone and have a career, whether it could be sewing, or at one point they've been learning sort of bicycle mechanics. And at the same time, the children are given a proper schooling. And if they need extra help, like psychological help, there's people there to help them in all these areas. And I've been there several times now. And as I said, I'm now involved with the village, and it's an incredible place. It has an incredible atmosphere. And it's a wonderful place. And the woman who runs it, Pat Kerr, does an incredible job. And, you know, over these 30 years, so many women's lives have been changed, and these women have been empowered by being in this place. And it's because it's a small charity, often people don't hear about it. Basically, Pat and the people who work there, the trustees, get on and do what they can for the women. So it's sort of nice to be able to have this chance today to sort of talk about their work. And also, if anybody in this call wants to know more about the charity, do please get in touch with me, because obviously things like with COVID we've had, it's been a tough time for everyone. You can imagine it's a tough time for charities and things as well. But if you want to know more about an incredible place that just helps women so much in Bangladesh, which has links here and there, you know, do please get in touch with me afterwards. And I think now I'd like to hand over to Ruby just to see if she'd like to say a few words about the village. You might need to unmute, Ruby.
Is that okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now? You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, thank you. I was just going to say, after watching you all today, I am just so impressed by the whole presentation of today's celebration. I really now could just get on the next flight back to Dhaka, because I am so passionate about Bangladesh. It's been the most amazing adventure for me. 30 years ago, I watched a documentary on television about the Sreepur village, a very, very poor part of Bangladesh, up on the Mymensingh Singh Road, 40 miles outside of Dhaka. I asked what I could do to help, and I went out because I'm a textile artist, and I went out to teach the women vocational skills. It was absolutely amazing. And I've made now just on 50 trips out to Bangladesh, seen the whole of Sreepur develop. The women, the little girls are now mothers with their own children, come back and visit us. It is the most amazing project you could ever wish to visit. And I must say, if any of you are in Bangladesh or visiting Bangladesh, please get in touch, come and join us for a few hours in the day, come and have lunch with us. We'd be delighted to have you, to see the amazing work. We do weaving and we do paper making. This all started from literally my 7 suitcases I live in Liverpool, from Manchester Airport down to Heathrow, off to Bombay, and I landed in Dhaka on my own. Quite an amazing adventure, but would never have missed it. And I really desperately wanted to go back. I have a daughter, Jeanette, who is actually a trustee as well at the moment, and who is now kind of pushing me along and helping me as much as she can. It's absolutely amazing. So congratulations to you all and to all the women of the world. I did actually do a march in Bangladesh from the Sreepur village up the road. We walked for about 2 miles to the local school, and we gathered up people as we went along. We started off with our 600 women and children, and men came and joined us as well, and we marched up the road. By then we got to about over 1,000, 2,000 people, and I stood up and spoke to them all, and such an amazing day. That was in 2009. We've had lots of marches and lots of celebrations since, but today we can't do that, we're here. So thank you so much for allowing me this. Please come and visit Bangladesh. Please visit Shreveport, you'd be made more than welcome. And thank you. And thank you, Becky. Okay.
Right. Okay. So
Thank you.
Becky, right. Thank you, Ms. Rubina Porter. And Becky,
Yes.
so have you finished with your speech?
I think I've kind of said anything, but I think that's the main thing is just how impressed I think I have been, say, with the drowning work and things, and how how the women's position, the empowerment with the village, with the swimming programs, Harry, very much it's an equal thing for the women, and say especially the way that it's giving a job and independence to so many young women being able to teach swimming, which is great to sort of see that in them.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Becky, for bringing in this issue. And thank you for connecting Rubina Porter as well. It's been wonderful to listen from her. And she was welcoming the people on behalf of us to visit Bangladesh. It was great to hear from you too. Thank you very much for joining.